Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn from Florals.com and today I thought we would talk about purging paper pads. Dun dun dun! Today we're only talking about 12 by 12, but as you guys know, I am a paper pad fiend. I love me a good paper pad. I have far too many. You know, just a little small selection here to show you that I have a lot, and there's ways we can, you know, really figure out our style based off of our paper pads and how to sort of work with that. This also kind of probably goes for collection kits. I don't have too many of those, so it'd be kind of hard for me to do that as an example. There's a piece that should have made it to the trash. We've got all sorts of paper pads, DCWV, Color Box, we got Craftsmith. We've got, okay, these ones are stuck together. Give me a moment. DCWV, Recollections, which I think is the same as Craftsmith, or maybe it's not, I'm not sure. I can never be sure anymore with all these companies about. We got a Christmas one, which should be my Christmas stuff, but it's kind of winter themed, so maybe it shouldn't. Simple Stories. Oh, we got more. Should have been Trash. And a follow tip, if you guys haven't seen, if your paper pads fall apart like mine do, nothing like a good binder clip to hold that sucker together. I use smaller binder clips on my 6x6 and then the large ones on my 12x12s. And for today's video, we're only going to do the paper pads that are in my bin currently. I have a lot of other paper pads other places, like on the floor, in kits. The list goes on and on. I should have counted when I pulled all these out, but these are all the ones that are in my bin currently. As you can see, they're getting pretty close to the camera, so that's a lot. So like I said, lots of different styles and variety. Some people like to do quantity-based purges, so only X amount can stay, whether it's X amount, like you can only have 10 paper pads, which is a little low for me, probably gonna have more than that, or it can only fit in a finite space. I prefer the finite space method, but I'm still trying to figure out which space I want to do. So like I said, I have a bucket under my table. It's a big green bucket. It's originally from Target. I found it on clearance, just a random Sterilite bucket. And it's got two handles on either side, and it's perfect for 12 by 12 paper pads because I can stand them up and flip through them to easily find what I'm looking for. But when it comes to paper pads, I think we all fall to the idea that it's a true idea that they're the most economical way to buy paper because you get one of these. This one's $4. This one was only $4 and had 48 sheets of paper. That's all I needed to hear to buy this one. And normally they're not $3.99 Tuesday morning. I don't know how I got so lucky. We got a $5 one. Some of these were gifted to me. We've got a lot of paper, guys. And the reason I want to go through this process of getting rid of things that no longer serve me or no longer my styles, because I do plan on moving very soon. And I don't know about you guys, but moving paper it's the worst thing ever. It is so heavy, so dense, and my poor back and arms cannot take it. So I don't know how many I'll get rid of, but I thought I'd walk you through this stack today and we'd figure out what we want to keep. The rest of the paper pad purging will happen over on Patreon, so if you guys are curious how much other stuff I go through, a lot of that will be on Patreon, so you guys can check that out in any of the tiers, but it's in my weekly vlog series that I'll be going through that stuff in my downtime. But today, we're going to start right here on top. This is the blush paper pad from DCWV. Very beautiful. So far, an easy keep. We are memory keepers. I really love the retroness of this collection. I actually have a specific trip in mind that I want to use the rest of the, well, not the rest of this, but more of this for. I like that some of them are pretty plain and some of them are very travel themed, like the luggage tags, like the airplanes you saw, the suitcases. I really like it. Will I use all of these papers? Probably not, but I'll use a good more chunk before I gift it on. And like I've said in my other videos, if you do plan on purging, make sure you have a specific way to get rid of the items you no longer want, because all these wonderful things don't have to end up in the trash or the landfill, nor recycling. They can go to another good home. So whether that's putting them on Facebook Marketplace for someone to pick up, or finding a local scouting troop or church or somewhere to bring the supplies that they'll use, or gifting to a friend, of course, if you have some crafty friends, selling it again online in those bulk. I know a lot of people do like bulk sales. They'll just be like, here's all the stuff I'm getting rid of, make an offer, or fill a priority box with stuff and go ship it off. Whatever it may be, there's a lot of great ways that we can repurpose these things and gift them on. Next up, Happy Fall from Craftsmith. This is an adorable paper pad. You know, flipping through just here, these are two of my favorite papers from the paper pad, and I still haven't used them. Fall is hard now that I live in Florida, I will say. Definitely difficult to scrapbook. I definitely won't use all of these. I know one thing people like to do is take apart their paper pads, but this is how I store a majority of my paper, is because they come in paper pads. And all of these scraps go in here as well. So you can see this one fell apart, so it's rocking the binder clip. But if you go through a few pages in, I have an 8.5 by 11 page protector that holds all of the coordinating scraps. And I store all of my paper pads upside down like so in my bin so I can flip through them. This one's a keep. Ooh, I didn't mean to hit my table with the binder clip there. But it's definitely not my favorite paper pad. It could be purged, but I would miss those few pages. Now, if there's a paper pad, and this might be a perfect example. This is the Life in Color by Simple Stories. Ooh, she's crackling. She hasn't been opened in a while. There's only a few papers you might want out of a paper pad. Guess what you can do? You can take out your few papers and then donate the rest. I find these realistic images very difficult to work with. And I could just cut these apart, but I don't think I'd use them. I wish there were fewer cut aparts in this collection, and I would have used it all up very quickly, as I did with the majority of the rest of it, which was very quickly. So while these are cute, you can see a lot of them are duplicating. I think there were 3 of each in this set. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the rest of this. So that leaves me with 1 red polka dot, a red stripe, and then some of the cut aparts and offcuts in here, which is plenty. Plenty to get like a few more pages done. If I use some white cardstock, we're good to go. So this one's gonna go. And I know this probably breaks some people's hearts because this is a designer, you know, paper pad. Let's see, when did I buy this? 2017, right? I think I'm reading that right. August 2017. Had it for a while. I've used the crap out of this paper pad. It was 48 sheets. I really don't want to count how many are left, but got my money's worth, but it'll go to a good home. And in case you guys are wondering where I'm donating my stuff to, there's actually a local organization that takes art supplies, scrapbooking papers, etc. to give different families and groups art kits so they can do stuff together and have a sort of learning experience with the supplies. So I'm excited to pass that on. I know they're high quality, and some of this high quality stuff, like, you know, the really designer stuff, the really nice stamp sets I might end up purging, I am going to pass on to either during giveaways or, you know, I'm going to pass it on in a way that is more so for the crafting community, in which it, you know, naturally belongs. But paper is something that I think everyone uses and they find very beautiful, so why can't someone else have some cute high quality paper as well? Next up, we have the Craftsmith Ice Crystals. I haven't gotten to use this too much, but I do have a ton more winter photos to scrapbook from past years, so I know this will get used eventually. Probably should go in my Christmas stuff, but I'll keep it here for now. Next up, Recollections Fly Me Away. I've used quite a bit of this as well for my travel pages. Love this for my DC album. I don't think there's anything I hate in here. Like, these ones are hard to use, but they're doable. A good old polka dot, the plains. Yeah, there's good stuff in here, so I don't mind keeping that one. Coastal, obviously I live in Florida now, so this one will become, you know, when I go to the beach again someday, I'll be able to use more of these. Cruises, all of those vacations, perfect to use these for. And some of these are usable, like this one, any occasion at all. But I do really like this paper pad a lot, and I get a lot of questions about this. I don't think it's any longer available. This was gifted to me by DCWV during one of their Instagram giveaways, but they did do a repackaged version of this, so if it is titled Coastal and it does have some of these patterns, it's the exact same paper pad, they just repackaged it for a re-release. Next up, we have Peaceful Breeze. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one's pretty too. Guys, here's my problem. I love pretty papers. I can't believe we've already gotten rid of one. And I'm not sure what I'll do with that one. Maybe I'll cut it apart and send it off to a fellow crafty friend that may want it. Yeah, this one's super duper pretty. I can't get rid of that. No way, Jose. This one's bittersweet. I think this is one of the first paper pads I ever owned. Probably my first DCWV paper pad I ever owned. You can kind of see the discoloration in it from left to right. I think it's from 2008. I think it's precious. I think it's adorable. I just don't know what I'd use it for. And it breaks my heart to say this, but should I get rid of it? Let me know in the comments down below if you'd get rid of your first ever paper pad. Some of these, this is back when, so if you guys remember, back in like 2007 and 8, there was a huge trend for being eco-friendly. And so this paper pad was 70% recycled paper, which doesn't sound like a lot, like it should be 100% in my book, but you know, back then that was a lot. And I was all about saving the planet, as I am still today. We want to save the planet. So yeah, I can't get rid of this, guys. Let me know if you would, though. Some of these are adorable. How have I not used this mushroom paper? That is the most precious paper I've ever seen. This one I'd never use. So could I take out the pages I don't want and get rid of those? Yes. Or I could just leave it all intact and hopefully use them sometime, some way, somehow. Let me know if you'd like to see a challenge or a series on my channel about using older supplies. Maybe that's something we do, because your girl needs to stop hoarding and start using their older supplies. We only have a few left, and some of them are very new, so I'm going to incline to keep them. This one I've been torn about. I've used this a few times already, but it's not the best quality cardstock. It's okay. I know a majority of these colors I would never use. I rarely scrapbook with purple. This would be impossible for me to use in my personal style. I've used some of these teals before. Let's see, definitely not the green. I've used some of the yellows. That's why you're not seeing. I've used a lot of the yellow, actually. I can use some of the pink, but I think I'm over the paper pad. It's really cute. I don't remember if I got it as a gift or bought it for myself, but if someone bought this for me, thank you. I'm going to pass it along. Let's see, it's from, there's no year. This might still be available on Amazon or Walmart. I can't remember where I might have gotten it. So we'll get rid of that one. It's really pretty and unique, though. This is one of my newer paper pads. Again, this was gifted to me from BCWV from an Instagram giveaway, and it is all yellow. And you guys know me, I love scrapbooking with a pop of yellow. This has a lot of like vintage and contemporary and modern patterns in it, and it's just so cool. I just love the variety of this paper pad. And if you guys have a paper pad that is falling apart, but you don't have binder clips, but you might have a wide washi tape or a duct tape, looky there. We just put a new spine on it. So you can do that as well if you're running low on binder clips like I was, which means I have too many paper pads. Then we have another Craftsmith one. Again, this one I got for Christmas last year. Barely dove into it. I used it for a couple pages. It's still just as pretty, and I won't get rid of it. So did I expect to get rid of half the stack? No. But was it fun to go through all my paper pads and remind me of what I had? Of course it was. So if you haven't done that in a while, grab a stack, go sit on your living room floor, go through it. Maybe you're going to rip apart your paper pads. Again, I know several people that do that. There's lots of videos about it where you just rip out the papers you want, organize them by color instead of by collection or paper pad. You call it a day. But I treat my paper pads like collection kits and keep all of their scraps together. Rarely do I ever have other things that go with the paper pad. So like, for example, this paper pad from Craftsmith, I do have the 6x6 of, but I don't keep them together. I just know that they go together. But I don't have stickers that go with paper pads. I don't have chipboard or other embellishments that go with paper pads. They usually don't release stuff like that, and it's kind of sad. If they did, like if the Hot Buy paper pads like also had like a Hot Buy embellishment pack, I'd probably buy both. So then we'd have a problem. But this is one of my all-time favorite paper pads. I adore it so much. It is very hard for me to use because it is not cream-based. You guys saw a couple months ago I did a page with this for my minimal mixed media series. Love that page so much. Got these kind of pages. The alphabets I'll never use. Never ever. But be sure to make sure you leave a comment down below if there's anything you see here that you want to see me use in 2021. This year is going to have a lot of craftiness in it, I can tell. So maybe I'll use this soon. And I will be back to How to Kill a Kit with Style. I know a couple people are asking. I skipped out on the first month, but I'll be back in February for that. I just wasn't ready to dive into scrapbooking yet because of my move and because of wanting to purge a bunch of stuff. It was just easier for me to do the purge now, to prep for my move, and then do How to Kill a Kit with Style after. So next up, the last paper pad in the bin currently. Again, this is not all of my paper pads. I have too many more. Put that washi tape back where it came from. This is the watering can paper pad, and I really almost demolished this thing the last time I put it in a kit. So I'm really excited to keep using it. It has some adorable papers and also some very ugly papers. What am I going to do with goat paper? But luckily two-sided. So like this one, adorable. I think I've used almost one of every sheet, which is I think pretty impressive, which means I've used half the paper pad at the very least. And it just goes on and on. These beautiful pastels, and then we get into like a dark, oh, no, okay, this way. A darker section. Yeah, we used one of everything, at least. So I'm excited to hopefully finish this off. Imagine if I finished a paper pad in 2021. Can you imagine? Imagine it. Picture it. Manifest it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Probably this one. I don't know if I'll finish any of the other ones. The other ones are kind of thicker. This one was a kit. I used it so much, that kit, in that round of How to Kill a Kit with Style. But that's just a small glimpse of my paper pads. Should I be keeping all of them? You guys decide. Let me know about this one. I think it's so cute still. It's just hard to find a photo to go with it. And that probably means I should get rid of it because I'm not taking photos related to this subject. But I could make cards out of it. And that's scrapbooker's fallacy in my book. And I talked about this earlier in a different video. Scrapbooker's fallacy is about keeping things that you think you might use because, you know, you bought it, you have to keep it and use it. But you'll never, ever, ever, ever use it because it's either hard to use, it's not your style, you have nothing that's related to that subject. Like if I had a golf-related paper pad for whatever reason, why would I keep that? I've never played golf. I don't know anyone that plays golf. I will never play golf. Me and swinging objects. We're not going to do that. That's going to be an injury waiting to happen. But those are all my paper pads. Could I honestly get rid of more? Yes. Do I need to get rid of more? No. I just wanted to get rid of stuff I really, really, really don't want to keep. Like I said, I could easily get rid of both of these paper pads. Wouldn't miss them. Like wouldn't realize they're gone. But I really like them now that I have them. So really I just shouldn't have bought them. But that's where you end up. So will I be buying any 12 by 12 paper pads in 2021? Hopefully not. Will I probably? Yeah, probably. And we'll see how many more we get rid of. Maybe I put a big enough dent in my stash and maybe my new place will have a lot of room and I won't mind it. But all of these will fit back in the bin fine. We opened up a little bit of free space by getting rid of the marble cardstock paper pad by Colorbach and the rest of the Simple Stories Life in Color, both of which have been used, and this one has been loved so very much. Again, only cut up parts are left, so I'm not sure how many that would be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 out of the 48. Oh, well, 8. How many designs were there? It does not tell me. We can just imagine. At least probably 12 to 16 papers still in here. Probably more than that actually, but we took out what we liked and we put back the rest, and that's all you can do. So I'm excited to get rid of these and then again redonate, repurpose, and donate those to people who can use them in different ways. I know sometimes it's really hard to get rid of things because there's a sentimental value. Like I said, my first paper pads in the stack ever. Will I get rid of that someday? Hopefully, or maybe I'll just use it. Or you might have that sort of thought that you bought it, it has value, you put worth into it by buying it, that you must use it. Not necessarily the case. Maybe you could gift it to your grandkids for them to make something, especially these thinner paper pads. Like this might be perfect for your granddaughter to learn origami or, you know, something of that nature. There's other options and opportunities for things, and I'm sure there's tons of other ideas out there. But please leave a comment down below with what you'd like me to see out of this, use out of this stack, or if you think I should have gotten rid of more. Again, I have more paper pads to go through, and I think I know of a few more that I want to get rid of. These ones weren't even really on my list, but I looked at them and I'm like, no, it's time to get rid of these. I think I used all the colors I really liked out of this one, and you guys saw me use one of these in November, actually, the hot pink one I used on that photo of my poor Comet. And for all of those of you who do not know, over on Instagram I posted about it, and I didn't post again about it, so you might not have missed it. But sadly, Comet passed away a week before Christmas. We're all very, very heartbroken because it happened so suddenly and so unexpectedly. But I'm so glad that my favorite layout of him, I had just scrapbooked, and I'll share that with you guys again. In case you missed it, the process video is on my channel, but it's this one. I'm so happy. I have so many great memories with him. And yeah, so this paper pad's had its last moment to shine with a great little pup. So with that is the end of this video. Sorry to end on a sad note, but I hope you guys enjoyed the idea of going through your paper pads. Again, there's lots of different ways to do it. I keep my paper pads together. I don't go through individual sheets that way, but there's always the option to go through individual sheets if that's something that might work better for you and reduce the size of your paper pads. But that's how I keep mine, and I'm excited to lighten the load by a half an inch. We only have half an inch of paper here, but thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you want to see me purge next in my stash. Again, we're going through it all. Some of it will be on Patreon, but if you guys want to see a specific topic here, let me know in the comments down below. But be sure to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're not already, so you don't miss out on the rest of the, the move prep really is what it is. But I have to go put these all back in their bin, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.